So we ended our series on Doxologies by looking at a psalm, believe it or not. We've been looking at the magnificence of God in the Doxologies that we studied to get this big picture of God. And in the psalm, we realized that there's a connection between loving God or knowing God, the God who is the God of these Doxologies, and obedience. Obedience has nothing to do with rule keeping and everything to do with loving and knowing God. But often we can see it as kind of restricting our freedoms, limiting our enjoyment of life, rather than seeing obedience as refreshing our souls, as giving joy to our hearts. Now, we know we don't do obedience to earn anything from God. Our obedience won't cause Jesus to love us anymore. But we sometimes fail to understand that obedience is our love language to God. It's how we express to God our love of Him in a way that's meaningful to Him. And obedience also is the way we get to know Jesus better, the way we get to know the God of the Doxologies better. And that is a process of increasing trust. I use the analogy of stepping out of the boat, and we often want God to make the water solid before we'll step out of the boat. But trust in God doesn't work that way. We have to step out of the boat, in other words, obey. And then as we do that, we find that God is faithful and we will get to know Him better. God says His law is perfect, and those who walk in it will have their souls revived. In other words, obedience will revive your soul. It will fill our hearts with joy. And so often I don't see that. I don't have that view. But God is changing us because we're apprentices. So is there a part in your life where you need to step into obedience, to step out of the boat and meet Jesus at that point? Because that is your love language to God.